Hi again, everybody. So good to see you here today. I'm Miss Beck here with another Art Smart challenge for you this week. This is our third session in our animal theme. We have done dogs, we have done pandas, and today we're going to do something new. We're going to do something that lives on the farm. Can you think of some farm animals? Let's see. We have cows, horses, sheep, goats, ducks. How about a pig? That's what we should do today. We're going to do a pig. And remember that I have been referencing or telling you about Muffalo Potato. That is a great source on the YouTube. It's a YouTube channel, kid-friendly, easy to follow, and he always uses letters and numbers for his artwork. And I know in kindergarten, you are using letters and numbers every day. Every time you write your name, you are writing with letters. Anything that you are reading, you see letters, okay? And I know that you're working on your math really hard too. So we're going to continue with that. But also I've been talking about what element of art? Lines, and how lines really make up all of that. Every time you write a letter, you're using lines. Every time you write a number, you're using lines. Every time you make a shape, guess what? You're using lines. That's right. And so when we see these lines, we can look at them and go, is that a straight line? Is it a bumpy line? Is it a zigzag line? Is it a curlicue line? Is it a wavy line? In fact, look around the room you're in right now. Do you see any lines? Any lines on the floor, the wall, the door? Maybe there's some shelves, or the clothes that you're wearing. You might have some stripes on your clothes or some other type of line. Lines are everywhere, and artists rely on lines when they are making their art. So that's what you're going to do. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you. Here's our pig for today. Okay, so we're going to be making the pig, and let me move this so we can get started. All right, how many of you have ever seen a pig before? Or heard a pig? Did you know that pigs don't only live on farms, but there are wild pigs too that live out in the woods? Not necessarily right around where we are, but there are wild pigs as well. All right, so let's get started. We are going to start with his face, one part of his face, and we're going to start with his nose. And I'm going to do this rounded line with a tail. So this would be like a number 9. It kind of looks like a letter what? A letter G, sideways. Now we're going to work on his eyes. So I'm going to use 2 more numbers. Let's see if you can guess what this number is. What is that? A 6. Yes, so we're going to make 2 6s and see how they touch the top of the nose? I want you to let them touch that part. And then inside of the 6, you're going to make a lowercase, a little baby u in both of them. So curvy lines again. Let's go back to the nose for a moment. Or a snout. Have you ever heard it called a snout? All right, I'm going to do this. What number is that? Can you count that high? I bet you can. That's an 11 using straight lines. Now let's go up to, or to the side of his face. Kind of make just a bump, a heel, sort of like an N that's flattened down, or the backwards C right there for the side of his face. And then we're going to add something important, something he needs to hear with. What do we hear people with? Our ears, yes. So on above the 6, kind of over here to the side, I'm going to do a lowercase r, straight line, and then that hook, that curvy line, lowercase r, and I'm going to actually add another letter to it. I'm going to add a V. So that makes it look like his ear is flopping over. Now he has how many ears? That's right, 2 ears. So I'm going to make another lowercase r, and then the V attached to it. Okay? Let's go to the other part of his head. So we want to go back to a letter. It's early in the alphabet. It's the 3rd letter. What letter is this? The letter C. So you're going to add a C from his ear around up to the bottom of his nose. And then we want to work on his body. So for the body, you know what? We're going to add another C, but it has to be bigger than his head. because we know pigs, but they have a big body and their head's not the same size. So we're going to make a big C connected. Big letter C. And then we are going to add his tail. You remember that curly Q line? Or the loop-de-loop line that we talked about in art? Okay, so but this will be a number 2. Whoops. Hold on. Sorry. Number 2. And add a 2 for his tail. I probably should do that up a little higher too. Let me erase that part. See, teachers make mistakes too. Okay, let me do it up a little higher. There we go. Now we want to work on his feet. So, how many feet does a pig have? How many? 4. That's right. So we're going to do, what letter is that? It's near the end of the alphabet. A W, that's right. Look at the line. See how it's kind of zigzaggy here? So it's straight line, zigzag, and back up. Straight line, zigzag, back up. So that's your W. Then I want to add some straight lines to help make his hooves. So I'm just going to put a straight line right here. If we were looking at it sideways, it would be like a number 1 or a lowercase l. So we've got the straight lines there. And then we really just have one more thing for the pig body, and that is on his mouth. I'm going to add a V. His mouth's going to be open, and then a little M for his tongue, like he's trying to talk to us. Does that look a little crazy? Okay, now, we know pigs live like the farm, but what do they like to play in on the farm? They like to play in a mud puddle. How many of you like to play in the mud puddle? I know my granddaughter does. Actually, my daughters and granddaughter like to play in the mud puddle. Mud's fun. Don't do it and get in trouble, though. So we will add the mud around it. Maybe if you wanted to add fence post, if he's inside the barnyard, you could do that. Let me bring my original back over. Okay, see? And I like to outline with marker and then color in with crayon, because it makes the shapes really stand out. If you color everything in with marker, sometimes it's hard to see the details and see what the shape is. So outlining first, see, I used a dark marker to outline, and then I colored in with crayon. So it's just a little tip you could try. But you use what you have. If you only have pencils, then just practice drawing that. You can shade in with a pencil, crayons, markers. Maybe some of you even have a little paint at home. If you're allowed to use the paint, that's great too. But this is our pig. Hope you had fun. And please send pictures of your artwork to me or Miss Wick. Send them to Miss Wick too on her dojo. If she was your art teacher, then you can go to your homeroom class dojo and send them to Miss Wick through that if you would like. Or send them to me, Miss Beck. All right. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.